What is going on, my patriots? How y'all guys doing? If it's your first time tuning in to the broadcast, do me a quick favor. Go ahead on and hit that like button. Also, to hit the subscribe button. Also, hit the notification bell all the way up top. Again, if you can, donate to the $5 challenge. Also to my wife's GoFundMe with a medical condition. All of that information is down below. Again, the $5 challenge will definitely help. Also, too, I have moved my content. I am no longer on Patreon. I moved all my content for news and views over to OnlyFans. Okay, because due to the fact they shut me down on Patreon because they said that my stuff was too conservative. So join me on OnlyFans, Joel's News and Views, where we go live and we talk about real issues, raw and uncut. Don't have to worry about nobody coming and imposing on our parade. Not to mention you get the latest stories, and I'm doing a free trial right now, 20 days free. Anybody that wants to subscribe, 20 days free. You get to see why I do, how I update everything else. So Joel's Davis News and Views. Like I said, all strictly news. I know OnlyFans has this reputation of being for just straight X-rated content, but actually there are people like me and that Tommy Sotomore that actually go on there and do news. Now, with that being said, my TikTok family, you can join me on Joel Davis News Media Network, Joel Davis Media Network, Joel Davis Media Network on YouTube. All right, let's jump into this, guys. Let's talk about this whole situation that went viral. The viral accusation of racism at Smith College has quietly fell apart. An investigation into allegations of racism at Massachusetts Smith's College that went viral before quietly crumbling has been thrust back into the public spotlight this week amidst the liberal arts school public disagreement with former administrative assistant Jodi Shaw. A Thursday piece in the New York Times took a deeper look at the events that led to a 35-page report commissioned into the accusation, which had received high profile coverage in the media. The report highlighted the tensions between what the paper painted as a student's deeply felt sense of personal truth and the facts that are at odds with it. On July the 31st, 2018, then rising sophomore and teacher assistant Umo Canot said she had been eating lunch at the Tyler House dormitory cafeteria when both a janitor and a campus police officer approached her to ask what she was doing there. According to the investigation, which was conducted by Sang Harvey Law Office on behalf of the school, student workers were not supposed to use the Tyler cafeteria, a fact that veteran cafeteria employee Jackie Blair reportedly mentioned to Canute. Okay, I want y'all to follow this now. They're telling her that she can't eat there. After getting her food, Canute moved to the living room and sprawled out on the couch, looking at her phone and iPad and reading a book. The cafeteria closed at 1:30 Eastern Time, and the janitor was emptying waste there shortly after when he heard a noise. Looking for the origin of the sound, what he had thought was an empty building, the man said he could see Cantu's legs, but he didn't have his glasses on at the time. The sexagenarian said he told Blair that he had seen a person there, and Canute recalled watching the two of them taking turns looking at her through the living room doors. The janitor said that the person on the couch seemed out of place and explained to investigators that he had been trained to call it in. We have a person sitting there laying down in the living room. He told a dispatcher, according to a transcript, including a report, I didn't approach her or anything, but he seems out of place. Dispatch then called the responding officer, saying there was a report by the kitchen staff of an older male party possibly sleeping in that location. The officer, who is white and was unarmed, arrived at Tyler House shortly before 2 p.m. and met with the janitor before they approached Canute them sit together. The officer recognized Canute from around campus, thought she did not recognize him. She handed the officer her identification. He took a step back and apologized. But the janitor asked again what she was doing in the Tyler House living room. The officer would later recall that he did not believe him to be impolite, but instead repeated the question because he is hard of hearing. He's old. It's hard of hearing. Canute said that he told her, I know you're thinking it's not what it seems like. She said that he apologized and told her there was a man sleeping on the floor outside or inside the front of the house. Then report noted. She said that the responding officer seemed confused about what was told to him, which made her more confused. The officer remembered that Canute had said it was unfortunate people call the police on people of color and recognized that the experience was totally different for her. Canute said she was pretty shaken up and left to go run at the gym. She later shared her experience on social media, which has been privatized or removed, writing on Facebook that night she had been misgendered by the janitor and claimed that the officer could have been carrying a lethal weapon. She said the incident left her in a state of near meltdown. All I did was be black, Canute wrote alongside a video of the encounter, according to the Times. It's outrageous that some people question my being at Smith College and my existence overall as a woman of color. Additionally, Canute posted a photograph of Blair, okay, on Facebook with her name and email as well as another janitor. A Smith employee of 21 years, Mark Patanud, according to the Times. Patanud, 58, has worked an early shift that day and was not involved in the incident. Canu also accused the college administration of essentially enabling racist, cowardly acts. In response, Smith College President Kathleen McCartney, who is white, released a statement to the community the next day. I begin by offering the student involved my deepest apology that the incident occurred and to assure her that she belongs in all Smith spaces. This painful incident reminds us of the ongoing legacy. Y'all see where I'm going with this. I ain't finished. I gotta y'all know I'm about the trip of racism and bias in which people of color are targeted while simply going about the business of their daily lives, said McCartney. McCartney then announced that every staff member should be required to under mandatory anti-bias training in addition to workshops. Here we go. I'm about to break it down. Everybody that's coming into the broadcast, just give your boy a second. I look forward to partnering with you all in this work as we redress past wrongs and redouble our prevention efforts so that incidents like this never happen again, she said. So, on August the 3rd of last year, following Canute's multiple interviews and partnership with the American Civil Liberties Union, where she said she had been harassed for eating while black, the janitor said he had been placed on administrative leave. On August 30th, McCartney wrote to assure the Smith community that the school had reached out to Canoe and invited the parties to participate in mediation, including Blair. McCartney admitted the times there was great pressure to act as students staged mass walkouts. Blair, who has since been called a racist and harassed, told the Times that McCartney had called her to apologize as well. Nevertheless, both Patinood and Blair reported health issues. Blair, who's since been furlonged, said the stress of the situation exacerbated her lupus and forced her to check into a hospital last year. The janitor involved in the incident with Canoe returned to work after 3 months of paid leave. In the end, the firm found Canoe had not been intentionally misgendered by the janitor. There was no sufficient evidence to show the janitor's comments or decision to call security were in any way based on Canoe's race or color. Uh-oh. Y'all heard that? Thank y'all for joining. First time tuning in. Joel Davis Media Network. Joel Davis Media Network on YouTube. ACLU Rashad Hall, her representation at the time, cautioned to the Times that subconscious bias is difficult to prove. It's troubling that people are more offended by being called racist than by actual racism in our society. He told him allegations of being racist, even getting direct mailers in their mailbox, is not on par with consequences of actual racism. Now Fox News tried to contact Canute and it was unsuccessful. I guess they wasn't CNN. And Hall did not immediately return their request for comment. Smith College Senior Director for News and Strategic Communications, Stacy Schmield, told Fox News that the college stands behind President McCarthy's February 22nd letter to the community. Beyond that, we will not comment on potential pending litigation, she said, though pointing Fox News to a page updating about the situation. Shaw resigned last Friday after a month-long standoff with the college over allegations that the school was a racially hostile environment, citing the 28 investigation and vowing to take legal action. Oh, this is a lot to unpack. So before I get into this, let me show you first and foremost how this young lady looked and how they got confused about why she looked like she was a male. Okay, so I don't want nobody to get in their feelings when I show you this because this is how the young lady look. So I don't want to hear anything about anything because y'all know I'm gonna give it to you straight raw, and you know raw is the way it goes. All right, see how this young lady look like. I want to make sure that I give y'all a good image here so y'all can see how she looks. All right, this is a decent image. All right, we're about to share it right here, right now. So y'all can get an idea how this young lady looks so y'all can see how things led the way it led to. Because, you know, they ain't going to tell you what it is. All right, I want y'all to look how this young lady looks, right? This young lady looks like a young man with the short haircut. So if you didn't see her earrings, or she might not even have on pearl earrings that day, you're going to think that that's a young man or a transgender male because her hair is cut so short. So I can see why they mistaked her as a male. That's number one. All right, number two, she was an employee. Now it says the following. The cafeteria closed at 1:30 p.m., right? That's when the cafeteria closed. She was also a teaching assistant. Now, being a teacher assistant, I know they said if you're a student working at the college. You are not supposed to eat at the cafeteria. That's what it says. Student workers were not supposed to use the Tyler cafeteria. On behalf of the school, student workers ain't supposed to use the cafeteria to eat. So they ain't supposed to go to their dorm or whatever have you. Now, the janitor that's involved in this was black, right? So he can't hardly see that good. They said, dude got bad eyesight. He can't hear. So he's seeing this person. He don't know who this person is. He's gonna do like any other person do, because that's what he's trained to do. Well, let me call somebody. Because he's trying to protect his job. So he called the police. Okay, he called the police. Now the police came to this young lady unarmed, talked to her briefly. She told him what she was doing, stuff like that. He apologized. It ain't like he said, "Come here." He apologized. Now, the person she should have got really mad at is the black dude who kept informing the janitor what you was doing, what you doing here, what you doing here. And then when he kept repeating that, she should have asked him politely, "Sir, why are you keep repeating that? Did you not hear what I said earlier, or is it because you're not used to seeing me in here? I mean, I need to understand why you keep asking me that." This the thing. Our culture don't ask questions. We go by what we assumptions. You know what they say about assumptions, right? It makes an ass out of you and me. And the reason why I got quiet down, because everybody realized, she and her people too realized they ain't had no case, because it's not racism. The man apologized. It ain't like he snatched her up. It ain't like he forced her out. It ain't like he called real police officers, had a pepper spray, or nothing like that. Now, yes, it was wrong on her part for going in that cafeteria, because she know that she ain't supposed to be in that cafeteria to use it to eat. They tell her that. They said, when you eat, you are not supposed to be in that cafeteria if you're working, if you're a student worker. See, this is what I call right here common sense over fake racism. Because this is happening all the time in our community. Just like what happened with all these other episodes of all these other men that get shot and killed by the police. 90% of the time, complying, answering questions, being polite would have saved their lives. Most of the time would have saved them from being in a tragedy. But they don't never, nobody never listens to that. Nobody never listens. And I get so heated when people don't listen, and then they want to play the race card. That's all they want to do. Let me play the race card today. Let me see if I can get a check right quick. And it's annoying. Not everybody's fucking racist. Not everybody's white racist. Not every black person that worked for a white person is a racist or a sellout, as you want to say. That's why you're not hearing anything about it. She's embarrassed because, come to find out, she realized that this was all could have been avoided. Now you call stress on a lot of people. Now let me see the stress she called. Jodi Shaw. Now Jodi Shaw, she is the former liberal arts school the administration assistant, Jodi Shaw. She got so much backlash from this mess that this lady at Lupus went crazy. But nobody ain't thinking about that. Nobody cares. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is why we are having so much trouble right now in America. Everybody wants to be a damn victim. I've never heard of victimhood in my life. Everybody wants to be a fucking victim. In this case here, even back in 2018, this is not victimhood, honey. you look like you got misgendered because you got your hair cut like a man. Okay, no, I mean, what did you want them to do? You want them to go up to you and be like, "Hey," if they would have went up to you now and you would have been sprawled out trying to see if you're a boy or a girl, you would have said that he was harassing you. So he could win for losing. It's stupid, man. This is like the dumbest shit I've ever seen. So anyway, I'm gonna put a link down below for y'all to read further into the story. I need y'all explanation on this. Am I wrong? Did she really got discriminated against? Or do you think that this lady is once again trying to play the victim card, the clout chase, and it failed after going viral? Because she took the post down in February. She doesn't took the post down in Facebook. So that should tell you something right there. But that's like again, this was my personal opinion. Y'all guys tell me what you think. Again, like I said, thank y'all for supporting the channel. Again, get into the comments on my YouTube or my Facebook. Tell me what you think and tell me what you're feeling. Appreciate you guys for the support. Love you guys. Take care of yourself and each other. I am out.